Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erin and I do mostly budgeting videos like the one you're about to see here. And if you are new here and you love budgeting videos where people use real numbers and talk about paychecks and how they balance them and budget them and fixed expenses and variable expenses and sinking funds and all that fun stuff, this may be a channel that you enjoy, so please consider subscribing. I would love if you stuck around and did so. And also, if you're new here, we're going to be talking about my husband's first base pay of April. He does work a commission-based job, but he also gets 2 flat rate base pays twice a month on the 15th and the 30th, and our bank has a direct deposit benefit where the funds usually hit the account a day or 2 early. So this actually was in our account yesterday. I went out and got the cash today, and his paycheck after taxes was $634.97. So I should have $634 here. So I'm going to go ahead and count that, and then what we're going to do is we are going to stuff the variable expenses or the cash envelopes for the coming week. Now, before we get into it, I do want to share something with you, and it's a big accomplishment for us. We went ahead and we paid off the balance for our swimming pool that's coming this summer. So I will show you the receipt. Our balance on this had a remaining $6,810.45. I did use our American Express because I just thought that that would be the card I would have the least amount of issues with. This is a new acquisition for me. I got this several months ago, but for the first 15 months, you get 0% interest on all new charges. So it's not a balance transfer deal. It was a new charge deal. But we also have the money to pay for it. And so I'm going to be paying this off probably this coming Monday when the charge actually hits the account and you can see it. I just knew that if I tried to use my debit card for my bank, it would get flagged and it would get declined. And I don't have checks. Do you guys have checks? Because I cannot remember the last time I've had a check for our regular bank account. It's been forever. I just don't use them. But I guess it would be handy just to have a few on hand. You know, just for whenever situations like this arise. But honestly, this is such a unicorn purchase for us. This is not typical. So this is something that we really believed in for our family and, you know, having fun, entertainment. We don't go on vacations. We don't have a boat. We don't have expensive hobbies. We don't have, I don't know, we just don't invest in fun. And I thought this would be a perfect way for us to enjoy our home and be able to have our friends and family come over and do cookouts and all that kind of stuff. And I just built it up in my head. I've been wanting a swimming pool since I can remember, since I was a little kid. So we're very excited about this, my husband and I both. But he did make, let me show you, he made a great commission paycheck this month from his sales in March. And, well, I'm all over the place. Let me get into this too. The giveaway for my budget planners and my home and work edit planner is over. I did have these up for free for a week, and I just mentioned that I was going to share those files with you for anybody that was interested in them, downloading them, printing them out themselves. I would be sharing them with you until today, and I did have to take them down because they are going to be for sale. So I'm sorry if you missed out on them, but please don't fear. Don't have FOMO because fear of missing out, because I am doing so much design work on lots of printables that I'm always going to offer something for free, you know, sporadically. So it may not be this particular budget planner. It may be a different version of it or a different look to it. I actually have created this exact planner, the layout, but with a whole different style to it. So it's going to have different colors. It's going to have different artwork, the whole 9 yards. But I just want to let you know that that wasn't your only chance to ever be able to download for free. But I also would encourage you to check my Etsy shop because I believe that's where I'm going to be listing these. I contemplated on doing like a direct sale and doing like Venmo or something like that. But honestly, I just think that Etsy is probably the only way to go. As much as I don't necessarily want to use Etsy, I'm not sure what a great alternative would be. Everybody's on Etsy. Everybody's looking for things on Etsy. So I also don't want to miss out on an audience if I can ever at some point in my life gain one. All right, so this is going to be base pay number 1, $634.97. So basically what this base pay means is this is my husband's money for clocking in every day. And it's a very small amount for the amount of hours that he puts in. He probably works anywhere from 50 to 60 hours on average per week. But he, like I said, he is commission based. So his commission, I'll share that with you, if you missed that video, was $7,716.85. So as you can see, it was more than enough to cover the cost of our pool. So I put this on American Express and I'll be paying that off. And I'll show you guys. I mean, I don't mind sharing that with you too, so you guys can see that that's how we do things and that's the order of things. Is sometimes we charge and pay off. So American Express had this deal for 15 months. And where I find my deals is basically either Credit Karma or nerdwallet.com. Those are two of my favorite resources for the best deals with interest rates and credit card offers and things like that. So if you're here because you think that this might be a channel that, you know, frowns upon or doesn't agree with the use of credit cards, that's not me. I have always used credit cards in a poor way and now in a smart way. So we were in debt over $40,000 just a few years ago. And you can follow my journey if you want. That's kind of why I started my channel. I was feeling really despondent and just very sad about the whole thing because it wasn't the first time I'd gotten myself into serious credit card debt. And a lot of it, well, some of it was home loan. And then on top of that, I had student loans. So at that time, I had like $16,000 in student loans. So any money that we got in, whether it was my husband's back pay for his early retirement, or whether it was the extra money that he got because he was laid off during COVID, that extra pay every week, anything that we got, we hustled, we did Grubhub, he had a seasonal job at UPS. We did anything and everything that we could. Any extra money that we got, we constantly would put on debt, whether it was credit card debt, home improvement loan debt, which is just like a home equity line of credit, or my student loans. We were just constantly chipping away. And that's how we got here. It wasn't any magic. We didn't inherit money. We didn't find money. We didn't, win suddenly at a casino. We really just did a slow but sure chip away. So I just wanted to put that out there for anybody who's feeling despair. I mentioned this in my other video. Don't ever feel like your budget is in a state of despair or let yourself have those feelings. Just know that things change. We have ups and downs in our lives with all different things. Why should our budget be any different? Do you know what I'm saying? So just keep at it. If you're in credit card debt, just keep at it. But I'm a proponent of using credit cards if you can use them wisely. So that particular deal that I was talking about was 15 months, no interest on brand new purchases. And if you spent $10,000 within, I think it was 3 months or 5 months, you got a $200 bonus. So they're literally going to pay me to use this card because we just spent almost $7,000 right here. So if I use this in place of my Discover, which is my go-to for earning cash back, if I pay for things with the American Express over the next 3 months, I mean, that's fantastic if I can earn $200 because why not? I'm using their money. And I think that that's a great way to go. Now, if you're somebody who says, well, that sounds good and the benefit sounds like a great deal, make $200 just for using it, but I'm not sure I can trust myself to pay it off. Don't do it. Don't even do it. If you have any doubt whatsoever that you would either be unable to pay off the card, or you don't think that at this point in your life you have the discipline, don't do it. Don't play around with it. That's like playing with fire. So I'm just saying for anybody who's out there and maybe looking for ways to have credit work for them and looking for ways to have like these credit card companies like benefit them instead of the other way around, which is the seat I was always in. I was always like, here, credit card company, take my interest, take my extra money, you know, whatever. I mean, it's just like, if you can turn the tables on them, I say go for it. But if you are a long-term follower or a long-time follower of Dave Ramsey or anybody else who completely taboos credit cards, then yeah, I mean, just do whatever you feel. Honestly, just do whatever you feel is best for you, best for your family, best for your situation. All right, so let's count the money, make sure we have 634. So 100, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 450, 500, 20, 40, 60, 80, 600, 20, 630, 631, 632, 633, and 634. And the 97 cents I just let hang out in the bank account. All right, so once we pay this off, we're down to like nothing. I mean, we are not going to have extra as far as being able to put a ton in our sinking funds. And in fact, if you are somebody who is a longtime watcher or follower in this journey, we're going to be using the sinking funds. So it's time. It's time to get started on that and make some of the purchases that we've been saving for. I don't want to, but I have to because I don't have the extra funds now that we paid off the pool. I just don't have the extra funds in my account any longer. So we are going to come up with a plan. We're going to get my mom's flooring taken care of. That was something that I was surprising her with. And she's going to be so thrilled when it's installed, even though she doesn't want to take anything from me, and I should spend my money on me and on my husband and on our house, and she doesn't need anything, and she doesn't want to do this. She's going to be thrilled in the end. All right. So I have my old little cheat sheets here. They're not cheat sheets. These are like what I was using to actually put into my little binder here because I don't have them nicely labeled. And I need to work on that. I need to actually label these so I'm not constantly having to put like a broke down Post-it on here that I've used 20 times already. But we're going to do the same categories. So first things first, it's going to be groceries and the dogs. And if you are looking for printables, I mean, I'm really excited to offer these, but I am also biased. These work so well for my budget system. If you're looking for something that can complement your budget, or if you're just starting out, these are so foolproof. I really think that you would enjoy using them, but you know, it's totally up to you. So we're gonna put 160 this time. Groceries have gone up. I mean, we've talked about this, but seriously, wow. Okay, so there was a post because I joined this group on Facebook about like Aldi's, like people who shop at Aldi's, and I absolutely love Aldi's. And I do say Aldi's. I don't say Aldi. I say Aldi's. I know that drives some people crazy. But anyways, so there's this group and they were talking about like the prices raising and stuff like that. But there was these pretzels and they were peanut butter filled pretzels. They're like little tiny squares. And I particularly have never purchased them at Aldi's, but I've seen them before. And I know Sam's Club sells something similar. And I'm sure they're much more expensive there. But I guess before inflation, if we can call it that, like BI, before inflation, they were charging like $2 for this giant bag of peanut butter filled pretzels. And they posted, somebody posted, a member of the group posted a photo of the pretzels on the shelf with the price underneath it. And it was like $5.69 for the same exact bag. And I was like, holy cow, like that is not even messing around. That's an increase. Like that's obscene inflation. So I guess, you know, it's being hit everywhere. Like you would think oh, Aldi's is so cheap, you know, so inexpensive. Not cheap, but inexpensive and affordable. And they pride themselves on that. But lately, they are raising just like everybody else. So gas we have to put more into because we do. Just because it's more expensive to fill up our cars. And we're both driving to work. My husband doesn't drive very far, but he drives like, he'll have to like run around all day. You know what I mean? So oh, I have to take a drink. I'm sorry. All right. Because my throat is getting so dry and I'm still trying to get better. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not entirely better. So dining out, we shouldn't even be dining out, but we do. So I'm going to put down, I think I'm going to put down 60. I think that's reasonable. And then miscellaneous, we have a few things that we need to pick up. I'm going to have to put 100 this time. I think. You know what? I may end up putting more. All right. So let's use these old gross Post-its. And you can see this is what we used before. So we're going to put 160 for that. And then gas. My dogs are outside and they're going crazy. It's so windy. And they're barking. Guess I knew I would have to do 120. All right, dining out. Oh, last week I put 60 also. Cool. That's on trend. And then miscellaneous. Last time, looks like I did 40 a couple weeks ago, then 300, and now I'm doing 100. But I don't know. I may put a little bit extra in here just to be covered. All right. I do have to buy some Easter candy. I like to make little baskets for some people in my family. All right, so groceries, I'm just gonna put 100, 150. I know I had a 10, 160. All right, so we've got that ready to go. I'm still shopping at Aldi's first, and then like we'll go to Walmart, sometimes Target. I don't go to Meijer's very often, even though we have a Meijer now and it's relatively close. I still don't go there very often. 20, 40, 60, 80, 120. So there's our gas money. I just don't find Meijer to be very inexpensive. I find it to be, for the most part, in line with our Giant Eagle prices. And our Giant Eagle prices are for the most part in line with Whole Foods. And it could be me, and maybe I just don't know how to shop there, or, oh, I got water on this page. Maybe I just don't know the right days or how to shop their sales. I don't know, but I'm not impressed with their prices. All right, so dining out, I said 60. And I don't have 60, so I'm gonna put 54 in here. I'm gonna change this. I just don't have the denominations, and I guess I didn't think this through before I went and got the money from the bank. And I usually do that. So I'm gonna put 54 in here. And then we'll right some wrongs if we go over. And then miscellaneous 100, but actually I'm gonna do 150. Yeah, I'm gonna do 150. I just think I need it just because of what I need to buy. All right, so stop that. And let's change the Post-it so we can keep things accurate. Okay, so we've got our fun stuff, as you can see. And I take this little binder with me. I throw it in my bag and I spend the cash. And it keeps me honest about my budget. So we have $150 left. So let's total up what we're putting in our variables. 160, 120, 60, 150, 490. Now this is going to be for April, let's say 15th, 16th through 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. Okay, so $490. Now we have $150. And I'm gonna go ahead and this video isn't about this, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add the $150 to my mom's flooring. The more I have, the less I'm gonna have to make up. And what I mean by making up is I'm gonna charge this and then pay it off, but I'm gonna use as much as I can first in cash. So let's see, where are we at? Here we go. So I'm gonna add $150, just so I can take myself down to basically a zero-based budget. If you give a job to every one of your dollars, your budget works out better. It really does. Your money works for you. So we got $150. So that gives us, is that $1,300? We had $1,150 plus $150, $1,300 even. It's not too bad. I mean, it's not going to cover it. Her condo is huge, and it's got a lot of floor space. Now, we're not replacing tile and anything like that, but we're replacing carpeting. And she's got a big place. So this is not going to be cheap, and $1,300 is not going to cut it. However, it's going to be a nice offset to what the cost really is. And what I'm going to try to do, since we spend our money on the pool, I'm going to try and find a deal, whether it be Lowe's, Home Depot, a local store, and I'm going to try and find like 18 months no interest, or 24 months no interest. I mean, you get what I'm saying. I'm going to try to find a deal somewhere, somehow, where I can actually take advantage of a no interest purchase. And that way I can take my time, and I still will pay it off before then. That's kind of my obsession now, is if I have any kind of balance anywhere, I get very nervous about it, which I shouldn't, because I need to calm down. It's not that big of a deal because I'm not letting any debt get out of hand. But it's been so long since I've had any kind of open credit card debt besides our Discover, which I make micro payments on. Sometimes I'll charge like, I'll charge like $6 on there. I went to Chick-fil-A or something like that, and then I pay it off the next day, and so I don't consider that debt. I consider that using my Discover card the same way I use our debit card. I just earn cash back. So I think that it's been such a long time since I've had any kind of notable debt, even if it's planned and even if it's manageable, that I know I'm going to pay off within a certain amount of time or whatever the case may be, that it's just making me have a little bit of anxiety. So I'm not worried though, because I know that this year is our year to get some things done, and we have planned for these purchases and these events. And so I think that we are on track, and I feel good about it, but there's always just that little bit of anxiety when I see a balance. But that's okay. It's all right. I'll get over it. So here's what our paycheck budget looks like. And like I said, this is going to be for sale. I'm going to have this uploaded to my Etsy tonight. You're going to have some options. Hopefully I'll be able to upload more than one, but this is my planner right now. That's my cover, the cover that I'm using, but I do have some others that I've worked on, and I do have some single sheets out there on my Etsy already. They're just not the current style or the current vibe or the current aesthetic that I'm working with. So yeah, everything that I'm going to be uploading from today moving forward is going to have a certain look to it. It's not going to have the same artwork. It's not always going to look like watercolors or this girl or whatever, but it's just going to have more of an elevated look than the things I was working with before, because I'm using a different program. I'm just doing things differently. So that being said, thank you to everybody who requested the download of those files. I hope that you enjoyed them, or I hope that you continue to enjoy them. My yearly one especially, I'm so proud of it, you guys. Let me show you really quickly before I sign off altogether. I'm really, really proud of the work that I did on my home edit planner. I think that it's just perfect. It's just perfect for me. And I put it inside this tulle notebook cover. And let me show you right off the bat, this is what the artwork looks like, but I have a couple different ones, as you can see. This one, I love this. It looks like just like soft fuzzy yarn, like oversized yarn, and I love this cover. But anyways, let me just show you really quickly what a week on one page looks like. Now I'm using this big happy planner style. Those are the discs I'm using. I'm using a tulle notebook cover, which complements the happy planner discs very well, and vice versa. But I wanted my week to be on one page. So as you can see, it starts on Monday, it ends on Sunday. But since I work a 9 to 5 or an 8 to 4, whatever you want to call it, I wanted to design this for somebody who is out of the house and working 5 days a week, or who has responsibility at home 5 days a week. And then you save either your fun to-dos or your creative to-dos, or the things that you just need to get done on a weekly basis down here. So I gave the biggest weight and credence to the end of the week. So the weekend, I wanted the weekend days to be side by side, because I think that they complement each other also. I don't necessarily like when a week starts up here with a Sunday and ends down here on a Saturday, because I like them to be right close together. And because a lot of times my weekend is basically fused together. So if there's something I need to get done on Saturday, let's say I have to go to the grocery store, but something happens and I never get around to it, I know that I have to do it on Sunday, because I'm not going to do it when I go back to work on Monday. So I wanted these to be close together, and I wanted these to have the lion's share of the space. As you can see, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday have the least amount of space. Thursday and Friday gets a little bit more generous. And then down here you have, like I said, the lion's share of the space, because this is where my to-dos happen and the majority of the things and tasks that I have to get done take place. So that's how I designed this planner. I was never able to find one that actually functioned like this, but I used to talk about it all the time on my channel, especially when I would do budgeting video or planning videos, and I would talk about how I needed this to work for me better. I need the majority of the space to be allotted on the weekends, because I just couldn't fit in all the things I needed to cram in on Saturday and Sunday, or even starting on Friday. And so I just finally decided, if I can't find it, design it. So that's what I did, and that is what this planner looks like. I already started using it. In between is really nothing. I just have the month on 2 pages, and if it calls for it, I would put like a note sheet here, which is really nice and handy. But yeah, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. So if this isn't something that's super popular on my Etsy, and if I end up being the only one who ever uses it, I'm totally fine with it, because I finally created something that suits my own needs, and I'm just thrilled. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was so full of so much different information and things going on, but I wanted to take the time and talk to you guys about all these different things. And as always, if you have any questions, or if you want to leave me a comment, I would love if you did so, and let me know if you're using any of these printables that I offered for free this week. I hope that you are. I hope that you're getting some use out of them, but I would love if you showed me, and I would love to see what you came up with. I'm just very, very excited about it. So thanks again so much. I hope you guys are doing great. Happy Easter to you, especially those of you who celebrate. And I hope that you have a great weekend. And as always, I hope I see you guys in my next video. Take care.